Most gardeners don't quit because they fail. They quit because the garden becomes too much work. At the beginning of the season, everything feels manageable. Watering takes a few minutes, weeding seems small, harvesting feels simple, but a few weeks later, those small tasks start stacking. You water every day. Weeds come back faster than you can pull them. Plants get harder to manage. And before you realize it, that small garden turns into something that demands your time instead of something you enjoy. I used to think this was just part of gardening, that it naturally gets harder as the season goes on. But it doesn't. The workload is created early, based on how the garden is set up. Experienced gardeners don't just think about what grows well. They think about how much effort each decision creates over the entire season. Because every choice either removes work or creates more of it later. In this video, we're going through 15 specific tricks that experienced gardeners rely on to save hours of work. Some of these can cut your watering time in half, others can reduce weeding by up to 90%, and a few will completely change how you harvest and move through your garden. Stay to the end because trick number 15 is the one that saves more time than everything else combined. Let's start with the biggest category of all, removing work before it exists. Trick number 1 is mulching your pathways, not just your beds. Most gardeners mulch around plants but leave walkways bare, and those bare paths become weed highways you have to deal with every week. 3 to 4 inches of wood chips on pathways eliminates that almost completely. You lay it once in spring and the paths stay clean until fall. I used to spend 30 minutes a week just pulling weeds from paths. That time is gone now. Trick number 2 is sharpening your tools once a month. A dull hoe takes far more effort to cut weeds. Dull pruners slow you down and crush stems instead of cutting clean, which creates entry points for disease. A $10 sharpening stone and 5 minutes once a month makes every tool in your shed work noticeably better. It is one of the easiest upgrades most people ignore for years. Trick number 3 is switching to drip irrigation or a soaker hose. Instead of watering plant by plant, water goes directly to the root zone where it is actually needed. With a timer set for early morning, this saves 10 to 20 minutes every single day during peak season. Over a full summer, that adds up to dozens of hours you never have to spend standing in the garden with a hose. Trick number 4 is watering deeply twice a week instead of lightly every day. Deep watering that soaks 8 to 10 inches down pushes roots deeper into stable moisture. Shallow daily watering keeps roots weak and dependent near the surface where they dry out fast. Plants with deep roots tolerate heat better, need less frequent watering, and are significantly harder to kill during dry stretches. That one habit alone can save hours over a full season. Trick number 5 is planting in blocks instead of rows. Traditional single-file rows leave exposed soil on both sides where weeds colonize immediately. Block planting fills the bed more efficiently and the leaf canopy closes faster, which shades the soil and suppresses weeds naturally. A block of lettuce planted at 8-inch spacing in every direction will shade out weeds within 3 weeks. A single row of the same lettuce leaves bare ground that you will be weeding all season. Trick number 6 is watering early in the morning. Watering midday wastes water through evaporation. Watering at night leaves moisture on foliage through cool overnight hours, which is exactly what fungal diseases need to spread. Morning watering gives plants what they need with the least waste and the fewest problems downstream. Now, this is the stage where most gardens start falling apart, when everything is growing fast and small inefficiencies begin to compound. Trick number 7 is labeling with planting dates, not just names. Knowing exactly when something went into the ground removes guesswork. You know when to expect harvest, when to plan succession replanting, and when something is underperforming based on how long it has been growing. A cheap plant marker with the date in permanent marker saves you from standing in front of a bed in July trying to remember when those beans went in and whether they should be producing by now. Trick number 8 is transplanting in the morning, not the afternoon. Morning transplanting gives plants a full day to adjust before nighttime temperature drops. Afternoon transplanting puts already stressed seedlings into cooling soil with less recovery time. I didn't realize how important this was until I lost a full tray of peppers one season, simply because I planted them at 4 in the afternoon instead of 8 in the morning. That one change reduced transplant shock immediately, and I have not planted in the afternoon since. Trick number 9 is using a soil thermometer instead of the calendar. A $10 tool pushed 4 inches into the ground in the morning tells you exactly when conditions are ready. 60 degrees for tomatoes and beans, 65 for peppers and cucumbers, 50 for peas and beets. That one reading replaces every planting calendar and frost date chart, and it takes 10 seconds to use. Trick number 10 is harvesting in the morning, not the evening. Vegetables harvested in the cool morning hold more moisture in their cells and stay fresh significantly longer. Lettuce picked at 7 in the morning will stay crisp for days in the refrigerator. The same lettuce picked at 3 in the afternoon wilts within hours. This applies to almost every crop: tomatoes, beans, cucumbers, peppers, herbs. Morning harvest every time. Trick number 11 is growing cover crops in empty beds instead of leaving them bare. Any bed that sits empty for more than 3 weeks is losing fertility and growing weeds while you are not watching. A quick scatter of crimson clover or winter rye seed across the surface suppresses weeds, prevents erosion, fixes nitrogen in the case of clover, and adds organic matter when you chop it down before the next planting. An empty bed is a wasting bed. A covered bed is building soil for the next crop. Trick number 12 is composting in place instead of hauling material across the garden. When you pull spent crops or trim plants during the season, chop the material roughly and lay it directly on the soil surface. It breaks down right where it falls, feeds the soil biology directly underneath, and saves you the trip to a compost pile every time. The only exception is diseased material, which should always be removed from the garden entirely. Everything else can decompose in place. Trick number 13 is installing a rain gauge and stop guessing about water. Most gardeners water based on how the surface looks, which is misleading because the top inch dries out fast, while the root zone may still be moist underneath. A simple rain gauge tells you exactly how much water your garden actually received. If the gauge shows an inch of rain this week, most beds do not need additional watering. Without it, you are likely watering on top of rainfall you did not account for, which leads to overwatering, root stress, and time wasted on a task that was not even necessary. $3. Saves hours over a full season. Finally, these are the tricks that make the biggest difference during peak production, when everything is growing at once, and small habits determine whether you spend July harvesting or fighting problems. Trick number 14 is growing vertically wherever possible. Any crop that can climb, pole beans, cucumbers, peas, small melons, indeterminate tomatoes, produces more food per square foot when grown upward instead of sprawling across the ground. Vertical growth improves airflow, which reduces disease, keeps fruit cleaner and easier to spot, makes harvesting faster because everything is at eye level instead of hidden under foliage, and frees up ground space for other crops underneath. A single trellis along the back of a 4x8 bed can effectively double the productive capacity of that bed without adding any extra square footage. And trick number 15 is the one that changes everything. Stop weeding and start mulching everything. Weeding is not the problem. Bare soil is the problem. If you cover every exposed surface in your garden with 2 to 3 inches of organic material, straw, shredded leaves, wood chips, weed pressure drops by 80 to 90% almost immediately. Seeds need light to germinate, and mulch blocks that light. The few weeds that do push through are weak and pull out in seconds because the soil underneath mulch stays loose and moist. I went from spending over an hour every week weeding to maybe 10 minutes total. And the garden did not just get easier, it became more productive. The soil stayed cooler in summer, held moisture longer between waterings, and built better biology under that mulch layer. That single change gave me back more time than every other trick on this list combined. If you take nothing else from this video, mulch everything. It is the closest thing to a cheat code that gardening has. If you want to take this even further, watch the raised bed system video next. It shows you exactly how to design your garden to reduce work while increasing production at the same time.